All right.
All right. So, so just a little bit here, there. Beautiful, beautiful.
Is it good? Is it all good?
Yeah.
You got addicted to
I
those
get addicted
Apple
to
Vision
these.
Pro.
No, these are Kiwi Vision Pro.
Okay.
So they're very good.
Are they?
It's it's a slightly cheaper version, but does more things. I can read minds.
And you can see everything.
I can
around.
imagine more things,
Okay.
and I can see where I'm going most of the time. So
Yeah.
it's pretty good though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome in.
Can you imagine though? Like, you see these people, they just do all this crazy shit, right?
I know.
And it's, if you do it with, like, these are ski goggles. Come on now, just making fun of it. But if people would see you with these things on your eyes and just do that, but because it's Apple, it's like, oh yeah, this really, like, wow, sophisticated, right?
Yeah.
Would you buy those if you
No.
could?
I mean,
You are an Apple fanatic. You would.
But I watched some reviews and even but I'm not interested in that. Like, not really.
Yeah.
I mean, probably if
There's so many functionalities that it's insane.
I mean, if I wouldn't care about like that much money, I would probably have those. Why
yeah.
not? Just
let,
you
let
know.
me get back to reality now because
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Your head got tired. No, the Apple Vision Pro. They said, first thing, the battery, it's not great. Like, it doesn't last very long.
yeah,
And then they like overwhelm front of your face.
yeah.
So like, it's still I still think they need to work.
I mean, they're cool.
Maybe put them there.
The shape, they're really nice, but like the tech. But this is the beginning of the end, I think.
We'll see. I mean, I saw another reel, and then the guy was cooking, and he had the goggles on the head, and like he had so many things open, like recipe here, video here, something, and he was cooking.
Do they have earphones too attached or something?
I think they have speakers like all around. Plus, I mean, the technology is outstanding. Like, if you look, like, there is no like remote, and wherever you look somewhere, they know.
I've seen these like this guy was in a plane and he had like the screen. You can make the screen as big as you want. The resolution doesn't change, and it looks like you're in a movie theater. But I don't understand those that have multiple windows open. Like, how can you manage? I mean, because that's so there was this thing that I was reading that multitasking is a myth. It does not work.
Yeah, because you need to focus on certain.
Yeah,
thing.
because you cannot focus on many things and be good at all of them. You need one thing to put all your full attention, and then you can really focus on that thing and solve the problem.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're like.
So would that make people more distractible, more their shorter attention span? I mean, already these apps, they're already doing that with us,
for
because
sure. I think
like
so.
TikTok
So many things at
shorts and videos, they're
So,
already doing
yeah.
that. So it's
But I agree at this point. Like, even if you look at playing piano or
Yeah.
other instruments, there's like multitasking to a certain extent.
yeah.
Because like, if you, for example, want to play something and sing, it's like two different things. So you want to make sure in most cases that like playing goes automatically and you focus on singing. That's what I said.
Yeah, but that's still in.
You cannot like.
It's still in the context of music.
Well, but everything is like, you cannot read two things at the same time, or like read and understand and cook in the meantime.
Yeah, no, you cannot do that.
Yeah.
No, I understand. There's certain things that you cannot do. But my thing is, you never watched that movie that I told you about, Ready Player One.
No.
Yeah, you should watch it. It's like
You gotta send me the.
it's a futuristic reality where people's lives are surrounded by, everybody has this headset, and they have these haptic suits where everybody lives an alternative life on this digital world
Yeah.
created by this super genius. and everybody lives in a shithole of a place in like containers, and like their real lives suck.
For sure.
And it tells you, it gives you a hint about how the future is going to be according to what I think, So it's
might be interesting.
so I had this
You have
story.
this article
about so some people are wearing Apple's Vision Pro while driving a Cybertruck or crossing the street. So I mean, to me that's crazy. So videos appearing to show drivers using Vision Pro at the wheel are circulating online. The sightings have alarmed some road safety experts. Apple's user guide for the headset says to avoid using it while operating a moving vehicle. And then, Apple's Vision Pro is out in the world, and some buyers have been spotted using the headset in some odd places. Most alarmingly, at least 2 people have been filmed using headset while driving. One video shared on X appears to show Tesla Cybertruck driver wearing the Vision Pro and controlling the headset with his hands lifted off the wheel. Another widely circulated video shows Tesla owner filming himself using the Vision Pro while driving on a highway. And the driver appears to have a run-in with police at the end of the video. And then Apple has stressed the importance of using the devices in a safe manner. The headset user guide explicitly states to avoid using it while operating a motor vehicle. And then people have been seen using so it says here, while the headset doesn't leave users completely blind to the world around them due to Apple's spatial computing that blends virtual content into user natural surroundings. So the device is still a distraction.
For sure.
And then users have been spotted wearing the headset in public places, including the gym, subway, crossing the road. It's
crazy. No, I would say just they should keep it at home, just
And what you were saying is that the Simpsons were showing
showing the people walking with headsets.
How many things the Simpsons?
So many. I'm curious,
predicted.
how they.
Wow.
So many. Yeah.
Wow, that's insane.
But would you have Apple Vision Pro if you could?
I'd be lying if I would say no.
Yeah,
if I had the financial opportunity, why not?
But it's some fun tech,
something
gadget.
to try. But I would be afraid to get addicted to it.
You think so? Depending what you can do there, I never really touched it, so
I even saw you can change somebody's face.
Oh yeah.
Make him look like a different person altogether. So we don't even know.
But it's still the battery doesn't last much. I've heard it's 2 hours around that.
Didn't they have something similar back then? The Google glasses or something?
Yeah, there was plenty of VR, but so Apple, they really don't want people to call it VR for some reason.
Okay.
They
so what can you do with it? Open apps, play games, I suppose.
Apparently,
calls,
search the web and watch videos. I think the biggest thing will be watching the movies
or sports.
YouTube, sports, because that somebody was having this. Many different things open, and he was watching NBA game, and here he had statistics from here, different some newspaper here. So and you walk around, but it's I guess it's overwhelming.
Don't you think it would make people escape from reality?
Of course. Why they do that?
That's true.
That's the world is moving.
I mean, we're going from there's still a difference between the phone and the screen. In a sense that you can put away the phone.
Well, they want to bring this to your, inside you, Elon Musk, this chip. They want to.
Well, Neuralink is different. Yeah.
But they want to go inside your body.
I mean, you can actually think and type at the same time. Or you will have the entire knowledge connected to the internet. You'll be able to know everything, and you will have such mental. Cognitive abilities that will be crazy.
It's interesting. What if they hack your mind?
That's another risk. Yeah,
that's interesting.
That's a crazy leap.
I know.
Go forward, because
I told you I met the guy who had a company, and they were putting the chip here into the skin.
Yeah, that's an idiot
So
thing
that-
to do.
Well, but that was like for me that was crazy. But now they're moving even forward.
Yeah, there was this guy in Scandinavia. I don't know if it was Sweden or Norway. He put a chip here inside his arm, and he said he could have access to his apartment, pay at the vending machine, pay at the store for everything. Like, what if the government like can track whatever you? I mean, they can track you anyways with phones. Yes. So, but I don't know if I really want to put that thing inside my body and have it like,
Yeah,
I
because
don't
like
know.
phone, like as we said, it's just different story.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you're putting something to your body, it's like opening the new, like cutting all the lines.
I mean, you can choose to leave the phone on the table,
Yeah,
and leave it
or
at
a different
home.
room, or
Yeah,
go somewhere.
but the
down.
chip will be in you.
In you, yeah.
Amazon has
The palm.
the Palm thing that you can go and pay.
I saw that in Whole Foods, but I
I
never
don't know,
seen anybody paying.
bull-
With,
I did. It's
Really?
bullshit. Yeah, you can register yourself there actually.
oh, but then they have access to your.
Your fingerprints, of course. Yes. Let's.
Wow.
So the FBI is gonna ask Amazon if they don't have fingerprints of you,
Wow.
just in case in their database if they match your fingerprints,
Yeah.
because they can do the request. And there's another thing. Do you know the services for DNA, 23andMe, Ancestry?
Mm-hmm.
They check your DNA with the thing like,
Mhm.
hey, you are this percentage
Yeah,
European
People
or
do
whatever,
that.
North Africa or whatever. Those kind of services,
They use it probably.
your DNA is not really safe because law enforcement and intelligence agencies can ask those companies to release your DNA to them.
For sure.
And I was reading that's freaking scary and insane.
Mm-hmm.
Because to my knowledge, I have not released any DNA that I know of, like a hair or saliva, for example, to have it on a database. But what if, man? That's insane. It's crazy. Yeah, no, no. There's a limit to certain things.
Maybe, as you said, it is beginning of the end.
Oh my gosh.
Who knows? Like it's going so fast.
Yeah.
There's not much we can do.
Well, there is. We can have control over our lives and
But in
decide.
this larger, you know.
Well, technology, just think of it. Technology is supposed to make your life better. But to the road we're going, it looks like it's going to make it more complicated.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I love
Because-
technology, but I got sick of it.
While the intent to create technology is a good thing at the beginning, there's some bad actors, some bad governments that really want to have control over it to control people and to use that technology in unethical ways. Like
That's true.
the card that turns off, or like China, the social credit system. Like you will not be able, if you say something bad about the government or don't pay your taxes or something, they have a CBDC, that's a central government currency, digital currency, and they can deplete your bank account. In China, they show the faces of those people they did something bad in giant billboards,
True.
so people can set them aside if they encounter them. I mean, if once they take the ability for you to pay to buy things, your life is pretty much over. So they will decide what you can do or not, even if you can buy a plane ticket or not, if you can move to a certain area. I mean, just think about the utopia of this stupid ideology like this. And believe it or not, many people look how many people complied with vaccines and how many people complied with lockdowns. And was that a giant power grab from governments, you think? How many people called police saying, hey, their neighbors, they're having a party or something?
Yeah. I guess.
You know,
many
like
people.
it wouldn't take that much. If there's a perceived crisis, people will get scared. And when people get scared, they might think of the government as being this savior, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, please save us. And we'll do whatever you want. So if you need to trade your freedom for security, you're doomed. So that's not a good way. So to my idea is that government control might come with all these implants, but they already do it in a way. Our cell phones have microphones. Our smart TVs have
I mean, if you look
microphones.
at the ads, they're personalized because they can hear what you're looking for.
Yeah,
It's not a secret.
your microphone can be turned on and off.
Like, look at any app in App Store, what they have access to. They have
Yeah.
access to every.
And if you deny them access to your store, like TikTok,
Yeah, you cannot use it.
if you deny access to your media, your microphone, your pictures, your
You
files,
cannot use it.
you cannot use it. And the same thing
That's-
for Meta, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all of them.
So it's I don't know to what extent.
That's how this works. It's, not a great thing.
Yeah, it would be nice if these giant tech companies like Google, YouTube, they collect data from you, your personal information, and they sell them to advertisers.
They do.
So they make money. Instead, what about if they will never do this? If they can share the revenue, you can decide or not to sell your data, and you will get some revenue from
No,
that data, because the most valuable
they're
thing,
too selfish.
yeah, to them the most valuable thing is information, data.
Well, I saw Mark Zuckerberg in court, the videos.
Oh yeah, I saw
were
that.
like-
He was really they put him really in a tight spot.
Yeah, but
they asked him to apologize.
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, sorry." Like, man.
Because they were saying like some content says this video is not appropriate for children, this and that, but then it would give them the option to play the video anyways, even if it would say that warning. And you say like, what the fuck? It's like, what are you doing? Why you putting a warning here, but you still allow somebody to watch the stupid video?
Yeah.
And there should be a limit for the age for these apps.
But it's hard to because everybody can fake it over there.
That is
Like
true.
kids.
Not really. I mean, it depends though. What if you need to show proof of your ID?
Well, it took them like 5 years to check mine.
Yeah, I mean that too. But
So
hey, and then guess what? These guys they create these kind of technologies of social media. They don't let their kids touch these things. Like they say,
for sure. Like the Bill Gates.
yeah, Bill Gates or what's his name?
Jeff
Apple.
Bezos. Oh, Tim Cook.
Tim Cook, they don't let their kids have an iPhone or anything.
Yeah.
They just shelter them because they know how shitty the system is. But guess what is the simplest thing is just to delete the app, and the less you are on it, the less money and power
But then
they will
other
have.
things come that like all the people around you, they have those.
They thrive on attention. That's
Yeah,
that's
so,
their
like-
currency. Their currency is attention.
Plus, look how much time people spend now in social media. Many of them, they would get bored and anxious without. Many people don't have other
It
things
will
to
be-
do.
I'm pretty sure it would just be for the first week, man. It depends. If you're really like if you've been introduced to it and live with it for as long as you have, you don't know anything else. Yes, you might not imagine a life
Yeah,
without
but
it.
what you're saying, it will make sense. I mean, it's not gonna happen, but it will make sense if everybody like disconnect and start live like they used to have, back in the day when there was no phones. They were going play.
Yeah, but what if you're a Gen Z? You never had any other life.
That's
you
the
were
issue.
born in the internet. You were born in this time. It's not like me, where I had my first email address at 19, and I had my first Facebook account at 25, because Facebook was not really there.
Yeah.
And the only way for me to see Facebook, we didn't have smartphones back then. I would have to go to the university library to access the computer and to look at my messages on Facebook. I mean, it's not like
No, like
you had a
I have different perspective. Like I had first computer when I was 6.
different. Absolutely.
I played
Yeah, you
games
see?
when I was 6, 7.
Yeah.
Then my first phone when I was 7, and then every year new phone.
Mm-hmm.
I love technology, and but it's just I don't
Yeah,
know. It's
and I'm
hard.
pretty sure you cried if you lost
Yeah.
the game
Oh, yeah.
or if you didn't have
Many
internet.
many times.
Yeah.
Oh, many times.
So, yeah, and I noticed with my son that when he has access to his phone, when I let him play, he becomes more nervous
No, for sure.
and
yeah.
negative, and I don't want that. You don't need that.
Well, that was me too back in the day. But now, if I would lose internet connection for a few weeks, I would be like, okay, all right. Anyway,
Yeah, and
I
don't know if-
wouldn't care
I
much.
don't know if that ever happened to you, but few times in my life I found myself the phone was broken and I did not buy a new one. And I felt so peaceful after without the phone after 2 days.
I was personally doing different things. I never had broken phone, but I was doing like detoxification from social media.
Detox, yeah.
So I was like removing them for like a few months, and it was very nice.
That's good. The only thing is like either you delete the apps from your phone and you don't access it. That's the only way.
I was very good at this because
or you put a timer on your phone.
Yeah,
a
but-
screen time.
when I was in high school, I was very often like pretty much all half of the high school. I didn't have like social media on my phone, and I was logging into the Facebook on computer at night. But then it causes like little weird interactions between my people around because they all had, and sometimes information was not getting to me like on the time. And I was responding very late, so it causes some issues. But I was very like freaking out at this point, you know.
So before buying this phone, I was looking for solutions to find a phone that was not as addictive with apps or even the web. And I found this phone called Light Phone 2. The Light Phone is a small, maybe 4-inch screen device. It is either black or white. The screen of the phone is made in a way that is not addictive, and it's like the Kindle screen, like that kind of black and white.
Okay.
And it has very few options. It does not have a browser. It does not have apps. It has a function for directions, podcasts, calls. It's a pain in the ass to message, but you can message.
Yeah.
And the battery lasts a long time, and there's only few carriers that carry that. The thing is that it costs $300, and they also offer plans for data. Now, my thing is, if they had Spotify on it and a better, more reliable directions like map system, it would be nice.
But
You know?
at the end, do you want to put yourself in this position when you don't have access to? I would say like everybody should have control over what they do.
That's easier said than done.
Well, that sounds like the
Because
certain
also-
person problem.
The colors of your screen and the apps, they're so enticing for you to look at that you will actually get on your phone and stay there longer.
Well-
So I saw that another trick to stay less on the phone is to put your screen in black and white. So they will have less visual stimulus for you
No,
to
for
get
sure.
on.
But if somebody's fighting with this kind of problems, like it means that there's a problem to solve.
Yes.
You know, because
But if an addict doesn't know that he's an addict. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Unless somebody from outside really tells you.
Or if you look at your screen time.
Yeah. And if you say, holy shit, I spend 6 hours a day on the screen and shit. And it's crazy. By the way,
Yeah.
I want to tell you I had this weird dream.
Taylor
Like-
Swift.
Oh, no. It was really a dream that really was scary.
Okay.
Very few times in my life, I had dreams about bad things.
Okay.
Like supernatural things. Crazy.
So what happened?
So I was in a room, and there was different people around, and I saw this person from the back. He was dressed in black. Maybe he had a veil. I don't remember. The details were not so specific. and there was a girl standing, a like blonde, dark blonde girl standing. This person walks toward this girl and puts the arm around her shoulder, and he usher her away, like in a way walking fast, like taking her away from somewhere for something, like almost like in a way of like, you know, when you grab somebody and you just go fast and push them forward, moving, walking. And I noticed this, and I look from outside. I say, "What the hell? What is this guy doing? Like, is he taking this girl with the, using force on her or something?" And this person turns the head while keeping on walking, and it was changing. The face was changing in different shapes and different identities until it made the face of a scary demon, and looked at me smiling. And then turn the face and look forward. And in the dream, my breathing was fast, and my heartbeat was going fast.
Holy
and I noticed this in the dream, and I woke up, man. I woke up breathing hard, and my heart.
Too
was
much Apple Vision.
I don't have any Apple Vision.
Oh shit! I mean, I know something about those dreams.
Oh my goodness, scary as hell.
Well, I know.
And I couldn't. I was scared to go to the bathroom.
Wow.
I was scared to go to the bathroom.
No, like how many times I had the dreams when I was like falling from the bed.
Falling from heights. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it. That's wow.
Or like being close somewhere that you cannot exit.
What a
That's
terrible,
crazy.
what a dream.
I'm curious, like
Shit.
from the medical.
Can you imagine we could record dreams and actually see them on screen afterwards?
Or like from medical point of view, like how does it work?
Like
how does it work that you have some sort of weird?
It's like you're in this state where you're not conscious, you're sleeping. That means that your subconscious still works in a way, and you rehash something that you have seen during the day, and it's like your brain makes up a story or something, makes up a dream. But I don't know if it's your innermost feelings about something, or if you have any worries that you don't acknowledge openly, and then they take life in a dream. I mean, that's something it's insane. It's like you're basically like a dead person at night when you're completely off, and then you wake up during the day.
That's
in
crazy.
the morning, and it's like you've been,
You rest.
Believe it or not, during your sleep, your brain has the chance to dispose of some chemicals and to actually rearrange your memories and storage. And if you're trying to learn something during the day, you're going to consolidate that knowledge when you dream, when you sleep.
Yeah, for sure.
So
like,
sleep is really, really important.
like you cannot study whole night and then go to the test in the morning tired.
Yeah.
This would be worse.
As a matter of fact, talk about studying. I was like in school once, and we had to learn poetry. I don't know. We had to memorize poetry for some
that's what
stupid
I had.
reason. I didn't know the poetry at night by the evening, and I was panicking. The next day, I woke up and I do poetry memorized. So I don't know. Maybe that's an anecdote, but it works.
Well, but in acting school, we had like sometimes we had class on Monday and another class on Tuesday, and they were giving us like 50 pages at night on Monday. And like, okay, so you bring it memorized for tomorrow.
What are you talking about? 50 pages?
Oh, easily.
To memorize?
Yeah.
Jeez.
And like mostly dialogue, so you also need to know what other person has to say. Like how they record all the TV shows. Like they keep going. You need to have everything memorized.
Don't they have a screen? Somebody they'd read?
No, come on. Your text. That's why I feel like I have good memory. Like if I read something, I just remember that usually. And the thing is that like
do they have earphones or something?
No,
too?
not at all. Because the thing is that if you want to perform something in a good quality, your text needs to be memorized perfectly, that you don't even think about the text. And you can put like emotions, like if you're acting with somebody in the movie and you guys have a, you know, love scene, you don't want to be worried about the text, that, oh, what I'm about to say next line. No, you got to focus on interaction with the person, and the text is like only a base, you know. Plus in Hollywood, when I was reading, they're getting crazy because they buy the script from this certain person, right? And then it needs to be like word to word. There's no like that you miss word. It needs to be, the movie needs to be one exactly the same as scripted. So
yeah.
like if you don't have a good memory, it will be tough for like. And I had to memorize so many like poetry and other stuff since I was super young. So like sometimes now I can just, for some reason, like if I see the car and I see the plate, and later I can literally see the plate.
Like you have this visual memory
Yeah.
that you can memorize things that you see. That's a good skill to have. And if you practice it, you can actually get better at it. Now we suck at it because we have cell phones. So we need to write notes and stuff. So what do you have today for articles, Charlie?
Let me bring something. Where is it? So I wanted to chat about Saudi Arabia's liquor store.
Yes.
So they
So
open it.
Muslims do not drink alcohol, by the way?
Well, depending who, right? Like some of them ditched the thing, but yeah, most of them. Plus, they didn't have the liquor stores there.
Yeah.
So Saudi Arabia opened its first liquor store since 1952, and Saudi Arabia has some of the world's most conservative laws. Since 1952, the country has banned the sale of consumption of alcohol. And Saudi Arabia has since permitted foreign diplomats to bring alcohol into Saudi Arabia so long as it is consumed on embassy grounds. But for years, though, officials have accused diplomats of selling liquor on the Saudi black market. Per multiple outlets, Saudi Arabia opened a liquor store in its capital's diplomatic quarter. Several sources said the store is designed to close the loophole wherein diplomats illegally sell imported alcohol in Saudi Arabia. That's funny. Don't you think?
Yeah, that is crazy. It's historical, apparently.
Yeah, but why don't you give people... I mean, I know that they're very crazy.
But that's the religion.
They're very crazy on religion.
Yeah, they don't drink alcohol. It's forbidden, I think.
Yeah, they banned in 1952.
Oh, in 1952?
Yeah, they banned consumption and sell. And now they brought this this liquor store mostly for, foreign diplomats.
Well, it's prohibited by the Quran, though.
Oh.
Yeah, it's considered harmful to both the individual and society.
So let's ask the hypothetical question. If this is your religion right now, would you follow this or rather go your own way?
It depends. There's many people that they pray every 3 hours throughout the day. And they really leave whatever they're doing and they pray. And I'm pretty sure they cannot eat pork. They cannot drink alcohol because they don't drink like anything that a practice that promotes physical, mental, and spiritual, that affects physical, mental, spiritual well-being. Because think about it, alcohol is gonna make you do silly things if you exaggerate. Yeah. So it's that's just one thing that I heard about. Like you can easily make the association alcohol. The presence of alcohol can affect crime at the same time, especially domestic violence.
Okay.
And
well, depending on the person too.
If you think about in Saudi Arabia, crime rates are very, very low.
Yeah.
Because penalties are harsh, so
Yeah.
people think twice not to steal.
I know
or
a
do
few
anything.
people who live in Dubai, and
yeah.
like over there you can leave whatever you have.
Oh yeah,
Nobody will
yeah.
even
Crime rates are
zero.
like little to
Yeah.
non-existent.
Mhm.
So it's because we know that penalties are high.
Hmm.
Like for committing crimes, you do serious jail time, and they
Interesting.
don't care.
Yeah.
It's not like here that if you go and rob a store under a certain dollar amount, you
Hmm.
can get out scot-free and don't pay for the consequences of it. Looting in some places, California, it's something that goes on. Plenty of stores are closing because they're losing business, or doesn't matter for how much you have to lock up the entire merchandise in the store for you to be able to do business. But if I know that I have to go to the store and I have to wait for somebody to open the place
It's
for
better
any
to order online.
yeah, absolutely. So they're gonna lose business, and they're gonna leave those areas because it's a risk for them. They're not making money; they're losing money.
Yeah.
So how many Walgreens or Walmarts are closing? And there was a politician recently. She was saying that it's racist of Walgreens to close the store locations. I don't know if it's in Oakland, California, because people need the medicines and diapers and all that stuff, and say, well, Walgreens is closing because they're not making any money there, and they're not staying open for the goodness of their hearts.
No, for sure.
People to come in and
they
steal.
need to make money.
So it's not about racism. It's about committing a crime and making a living, a capitalism in that place, in that
is
instance.
true.
So it's a different world. Yeah, and people can blame it on anything else other than finding what the real problem is.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they believe in what they do, and like, good for them if they're happy with what they decide to follow.
And in the end, the politicians that people vote, you can see the situation, the status of their cities, because certain cities run from certain candidates from different political parties. You could see the state, like California is a Democrat-run state. Therefore, it has different problems with homelessness, with crime going up,
But still, economy is the highest.
It is, but they have a deficit now, like billions of dollars. They had a surplus last year because many people are leaving. Many people that can afford are leaving California to go to other states.
But other people come.
Guess what? These people that leave California, they are Democrats, for example, and they go to other states like Texas or Florida, right? And when they go there, they keep on voting for the same people, Democrats, because they think that that's the right thing to do. So they're gonna turn the new place where they go, they want to turn it like the old place without knowing it. The consequences of their votes are gonna affect the new place. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but you don't want to force like people to, change what they think.
Well, but if you're leaving because your state has become a shithole, like literally in San Francisco, there's an app that tells you when there is a human feces on the sidewalks. There's an app because the city has become disgusting. Do you really want to live there? And if the mayor is not doing anything about it to fight homelessness, of the governor of the state of California is not doing anything. And there's billions of dollars. They say they're going toward homelessness, but the problem is not being solved. So how can you live there? Would you? You have to pay. And you have to pay taxes too to stay there because California has a high tax rate as well. So it gets really can get political quickly, you know.
Yeah,
but
everything.
in the end, if the standard of living in your state is not up to what you expect, well, there's something that there's you need to look. You need to look at the leaders.
It's up to you where you live too, right? Like you can change.
That's true, but if you pay taxes, you somehow you have the expectation that the system works.
Yeah, we
You
do
know?
pay lots of taxes here.
Yeah,
too.
absolutely. Yeah.
Lots.
And
Shit.
yeah. And wouldn't you be pissed if there's holes in the roads or schools are shitty or
Yeah, of
you
course.
know? So it's
But as we talked before, like those people, they first take care of what they want to take care.
yeah.
Their people around, and
Oh yeah.
I don't think the regular people are their priority. Like at the end,
No, absolutely not.
that's what I feel like.
That's wrong. And this is like why America became America in the first place, because they revolted against the English ruling, the monarchy, King George back then, 1776, when the United States, the colonies revolted against the British because they were paying taxes to finance foreign wars for the British, and they did not have any power of any representation.
Yeah.
So that was called taxation without representation, and that's when they chose to become independent and fight England.
Yeah.
So they revolted against that system for many other reasons too.
There is no.
And now we're getting to that point where we actually do have taxation without representation.
Not many leaders.
Yeah, but guess what? There's another bill that they want to pass. I'm talking about the federal government to fund Ukraine, to fund Israel, to fund something in Asia, and then to put some money for the border. Guess what? 118 billion. 60 goes to Ukraine. Billions with a B. 14 goes to Israel. And 20 only goes to the border, by the way. So what do they show you is what are the priorities? And they're going to tell you that, yeah, this bill is for the border, while the majority of the money is allocated to finance foreign wars and foreign states that are outside. If you take the average person, cannot even point a finger on a map and find Ukraine. So why do we need to worry about other countries when we currently have a humanitarian crisis here in this country? So think about yourself first, and then other countries later. You know what I'm trying to say? This is what I think, at least.
Yeah, that's your point of view. Like, I don't know. I still see people there struggling, and like without the support, the Europe might just go down very quick. So,
but let Europe then take.
Well, but at the end, like United States, like the most powerful party.
It is, but Europe can. We have this thing called NATO.
Oh, we do, but
and
from the other hand,
other countries don't put as much money in as the United States does. So it's, I don't know. By the way, there is an interview with Tucker Carlson. They're supposed to come out quickly, soon. He went to Russia to interview Putin.
Oh, wow.
And I'm really curious about what Putin has to say. And I'm really curious to find out, because like Tucker Carlson is like one of the few voices of modern journalism that goes really out there and tell the news.
Send me that if it come out.
I will. It's on X. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So what else do we have here?
Yeah. So since we speak about world and not much justice,
sir.
I have one more.
All right. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
An Ohio pastor has been criminally charged for letting unhoused people sleep in his church to avoid freezing cold temperatures. And he received 18 criminal charges from the city of Bryan, Ohio, after keeping his church doors open 24/7 for the city's unhoused population. Because of zoning laws in the city's business district, it is a violation for first-floor buildings to allow eating, sleeping, or any residential use. Additionally, the pastor was told by the city zoning commission that he could not shelter people because the church has no bedrooms, and the priest charges come at the time where people were literally freezing to death because the weather was so low, and people were speaking for him, and also they filed some how we call it, to fight with the government
Yeah.
to like avoid these charges.
Mm-hmm.
So he's suing them now, the pastor, and
Is
he has
he?
support of local community.
Yeah, and what was the reason why they closed? Oh, because he actually. So there's certain laws called Good Samaritan laws,
Mm-hmm.
where actually you can help people out,
Mm-hmm.
and you shouldn't face any repercussions, legal at least, because you're just helping out from
Yeah, because
goodness of
like
your heart.
the argument is stupid. Like they say that there was no bedrooms and he technically should not do that, but people were dying, getting frozen outside, so he got them to save them in the church.
Mm-hmm.
Even though there was no bedrooms, they could sleep on the floor, but apparently it's a big deal for the city.
Mm-hmm.
So he got 18 charges
Oh
for
my
doing
God.
that, for helping people not to die up
Mhm.
at the end of the day.
Maybe this is one of the few instances where really like somebody uses religion in a way that it's supposed to be used.
No,
just
totally.
to
Yeah.
help others.
That's the real thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about it? Do you agree that he's suing them, and are you hoping that he will win?
Well, yeah, I hope he wins. Yeah, how many places, like even during COVID, how many places they closed down? They closed down churches.
Mhm.
They wanted to arrest priests, like just for doing like their to
Helping,
keep the church
right?
open, or even to help people. I mean, how many can you point out that? How many religious? We probably don't know, but there might be those that help the community.
Mhm.
For example, there was once this priest from a church where I was living in another city, that they were actually helping people, and I volunteered to buy some groceries.
Mhm.
And I said, can you please find some families, two families that would like to, that I can help out. It was something that I was doing for Thanksgiving. I wanted to like buy groceries for two families, because I say, well, I just want to do something nice and say thanks by giving something out. And they were actually helping me, putting me in contact with families and actually help them out at the same time. So they do know those in need, that they go there. In Italy, for example, they have some programs for to give food away, churches,
Yeah.
where people can go and to feed the poor. And that's something that I really do appreciate. And this is one of those few instances where the church really puts to practice what they preach.
Yeah. I saw somewhere here.
But you should not be punished for it.
No, totally not. Like I saw that there was a restaurant maybe somewhere in the South, United States, where people could like pay for the dinner and hang the receipt on the wall, and then they will not make it until somebody come in need and grab the receipt and show them that he needs the food. And like the wall was full of the receipts with food, and like people in need could come.
In Italy, there is something, if you go to a bar, you can order a coffee called sospeso,
What is that?
floating. That means that if somebody else comes that doesn't have money to pay,
Nice.
you leave the floating coffee,
Nice, yeah.
and
That's
somebody else.
the same story, pretty
Yeah.
much. Nice.
I don't know. It was a couple of years ago. There was the longest line ever in for a Starbucks here. The longest paying line ever here in Minnesota. That somebody was paying for the guy that was behind them.
Oh,
You know.
yeah. But then the guy behind would go.
Well,
like,
they didn't know somebody was paying for them.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You know.
Because there was this.
But you'd be lucky if you ordered like a shit ton
No,
of
so
stuff.
there was the comedy on Netflix, and the dude was he was in the line to like fast food, And he was like, oh, I'm just going to pay forward for the guy behind me. And he paid for that. And then he runs so fast to run around. And then he goes like 600 burgers, 500 pizza.
No, there was one time when I had a martial arts school, we went to a competition and we went out for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a family of 2 kids that I wanted to pay breakfast for them.
Okay.
So I called the waiter and I said, can you please let me know what they take because I want to pay for them.
Mm-hmm.
So she was so rude. She goes there, she takes the order, and she says, oh, he's paying for you. He's paying for you. It's like, what the hell? Just be discreet.
You don't do that.
Jesus, be discreet. Somebody else paid. Just don't freaking go into. So she ruined my surprise.
Oh, that's sad. Because I had multiple
I mean,
times.
you want to be anonymous.
Yeah, I had it a few times when somebody was trying to just pay. And like you do that like at the end. You don't tell people.
What do you think about those people that go on social media and write report like to everybody, oh, today there was a lady there, she had only $10 in her account, so I went to the bank and I put money in her account. Like some people that want to tell the world
you know what I think about
to
this?
picture them as good people, virtue signaling to sometimes.
I think it's more likely to get views and show, oh, how good am I,
Yeah,
just
like a pat on your own back.
Just
like,
if you're doing a good thing, just go and do a good thing and keep it for yourself.
yeah.
Because if you need to show this to the world and tell other people, it's not.
Or like if you want to donate something to a big organization,
You don't need to put your big name on.
You don't need to have your
because
name
many people they put, like your Rus. He mentioned it. Remember in our interview.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying
Russ?
about Russ.
Yeah.
He was saying about that when he was saying that you don't need to like announce to everybody if you're doing something good, because then it kind of becomes like your only motivation to get applause from people.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
If you donate just for applause,
unless you want to get the tax benefit.
yeah, right.
Because you got all these people that like millionaires, right?
Mhm.
And they have their non-profit organizations,
Mhm.
right? So they say, oh, I have my non-profit. We help the poor, whatever.
Mhm.
It's like they're paying themselves in a way.
Yeah.
So they say, I donated $1 million to my non-profit. The money is going to them anyways. It's a
Yeah.
loophole. And then they take some tax break from the $1 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're smart.
Oh my gosh.
They're smart.
That's crazy. That's insane.
I know.
That's insane.
I
Yeah,
know.
that's crazy. But hey, being good is good. And I
Yeah.
always say, if you have the ability to give and do something for somebody, go ahead and do it. But don't do it because you want the applause.
Exactly.
Just do it because you feel it.
Just do it from your heart.
You really want to help somebody and you don't care if somebody's watching. And the biggest gestures is those that are done when you're alone. Nobody's watching. There's no cameras. There's no media, nothing to tell to anyone. You just do it and you feel good about it. You know?
People the good things will come back.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, exactly.
So
Yeah. So I have this another tech article
what is that?
here. Car companies are going back to the drawing board with their EV plans.
Mhm.
Woo! A new era of the transition to electric vehicles is on the horizon, and car companies are scrambling to adjust accordingly. A reliance upon high-priced luxury EVs that could more quickly usher in profitability for this segment fell apart in recent months as wealthy early adopters started to drop out of the market. But demand for EVs didn't fall away completely. Instead, a new crop of shoppers entered the market in search for a more affordable and practical electric option, with a preference for hybrids over pure electrics. So meanwhile, Sweden's Volvo said that it was pulling future funding from its EV company Polestar. These strategy changes follow other signs of trouble for EV plans, like Hertz, the company.
Hertz, yep. The rental.
Dumping a third of his EV fleet. For the last few years, the automotive industry has been divided into two camps. One electric vehicle strategy, the first, like GM and Volkswagen, sought to skip hybrids and go straight to an all-electric lineup, while the second one, like Toyota and Jeep owner Stellantis, focused on plug-in hybrids for the near term with more EVs down the road. And so what's the thing is that there is this war on gas-powered vehicles, because CO2 emissions and all the whole climate agenda. And Toyota said it since the beginning, said we don't want to jump on the EV wagon and abandon completely our fuel-powered vehicles because there will be madness.
Especially certain countries, they still need to use the gas.
Yes. So you have like places like California. I'm not sure if they're gonna completely take out fuel powered vehicles for 2050 or something. So they want all electrics, and some other countries in Europe too.
No, but in Europe they're way more strict. They say 2030 more.
Yeah, or to 2035.
Yes. So.
And then it says here that there is different factors with Tesla too, because what does it say here? Tesla drove down prices of his vehicle while still remaining profitable, and that's something that Tesla's legacy competitors cannot do. While mass price war drive down the price of the average EV, legacy car companies are being forced to rethink their path to profitability for battery-powered vehicles. And this is a pretty brutal space. Mercedes-Benz CFO Harald Wilhelm said to an analyst call later this year, "I can hardly imagine the current status quo is fully sustainable for everybody. The solution for now appears to be hybrids, which is good news for customers. Demands for hybrids have been recently outpaced supplies of these vehicles, driving up prices." Yeah, because most high brands are not being profitable with these EVs. Just think about, like, the EV, it's way more expensive. Well,
depending which one.
Current average prices for a new vehicle is going up significantly too over the past few years. I mean, the minimum now, I think it goes 45K. Like if you want to buy a mid-range,
you can buy for 35 probably something.
New,
so Toyota, yeah.
New.
I mean, if you go Toyota Corolla, you can spend 23,000.
Even the Tesla cost 32,000, I think, with the credit, because they were offering a
tax credit,
$7,500 tax credit for EV.
But still, if we talk about car prices, like sometimes cars in Europe are 50% way more expensive than here. It's the same model, the same made.
Are they? 50%?
Oh
my
many
gosh.
of them.
Really?
Yep.
Oh shoot.
So, like, I was surprised because, like, let's say, Mercedes Class S, the new one, you can buy here for probably 90,000, 100,000, and like a regular version of that, right? And you go then European countries that when you transfer their value of the car, and people end up paying like $200,000 for the same car. So it's 50%.
That's crazy.
That's why the market of bringing broken cars from the United States to Europe is huge over there, because all those cars who land on, like, there's an accident or there's something and they don't want to fix it here, even if it's like a little bit broken, it goes to the land, right? And people don't drive it anymore.
Yeah.
Those cars go to Europe. People buy them and then they fix them, and it's still like way more cheaper for them to do that than buy the car over there. Can you imagine? Even if you pay so much in taxes and transportation.
Yeah, and then something about from Italy that I can attest to is that everybody drives manual transmission vehicles because they are cheaper than fully automatic.
But they're changing now. Like, most people now change.
Yeah, but I remember high-end luxury cars like Mercedes, Jaguar, they were the only ones, few of the only ones that had really automatic transmission.
Yeah. Now, pretty much Most of the cars.
Yeah, but keep in mind that fuel prices are way, way higher. We're talking about $10 a gallon on average.
Of course.
For gasoline.
Mm-hmm.
Many people back then used to have diesel vehicles. Diesel, while is more polluting for the environment because it makes a higher like smoke and stuff, burning like is thicker, it's oily, and it was cheaper to buy compared to gasoline. So many people would have like 1.8 liter engines.
Of course.
Diesel.
Even like there's so many cars like the Fiat.
But you also have like smaller engine vehicles like
0.9.
0.9, 1.2, 1.4, 1.6,
Do you remember
1.8.
Fiat Seicento or
Oh,
Cinquecento?
Cinquecento.
They were like 0.7.
It's still there's here too.
Yeah.
Cinquecento.
Here?
Yeah,
Never seen.
Cinquecento. There's a new one.
Well, but never seen in the United States.
No, really.
No. Have you seen any
Oh,
Fiat
yeah.
here?
Oh hell yeah! I've seen Alfa Romeo.
Alfa Romeo, but not
Yeah,
Fiat.
see, yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Next time send me a picture.
Fiat Cinquecento. They actually made the Abarth model. The Abarth is the sporty one.
Yeah.
I mean, the car is so tiny, and they're actually cheaper to buy here too.
No, like
Yeah, it's-
people need to appreciate like that here they can way easier afford like buying a new car or buying a better car
Yeah, it's
because the payments are very like affordable in this case.
not really.
No, if you compare to Europe, like
Well, you're still paying like so this is a like 5-door Fiat Cinquecento
no,
in the United States.
well, but I was talking about
No.
Old
I'll
Fiat
show you.
Cinquecento.
No, the old one.
Yeah.
And then this is the other one.
so those are new.
Yeah, the newest models. Yeah,
No, but
But there are-
I've seen so many of those in Europe.
Damn,
Look,
30
those guys.
$38,000.
Look. I'm talking about those.
Oh no,
that's
no.
real
But
Fiat
that's
Cinquecento.
not Cinquecento.
It is. This is
Yeah,
not.
yeah, it
This
is.
is Fiat.
Actually, my uncle used to have
This
that
is
one.
Fiat 500.
Yes.
This is Cinquecento.
Yes.
And Seicento was another one. Jesus, man, there was so many of those there.
And I used to drive that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the engine is like this one. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, man, those cars is like, oh,
I know.
how you drive it. But hey, they were great for gas economy. When you reach like 60 miles, it looks like you're flying
Yes.
because everything starts shaking.
Curious what the engine was. Yeah, there was 0.9.
Wheels are so thin.
Yeah, 0.
They will heat up like crazy.
Yeah.
Every time you accelerate, the whole engine block just goes vroom, vroom. It moves with the thing.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. But hey, roads are smaller in Italy. People have shorter distance to travel to because there are highways.
Plus, in the cities, not many people have cars because.
No, they do. Nowadays, they do.
Well, but if you live in the apartment, that's another problem with EV because if it makes lots of sense.
Well,
if
with EV, we know about cold temperatures.
no,
That's
it's not even about that. But if you look, let's say you live in Paris and you have your own apartment, most likely you don't have access to garage and you have like street parking.
You need to park on the road.
Well, yeah, and then there's no way to charge your car in the garage for cheap. You know what I mean? So that's an issue.
I think hybrid is the best solution ever.
Probably.
You can still fuel it, and if you need to switch,
Yeah.
it's the best alternative.
I don't have anything to electric cars, but for me, I would need to have garage and solid connection to the power in house actually, not like on street parking.
Well, unless you go to if there is some charging stations.
Well, but
nearby
there are
your work.
lines in there,
Well, you need to pay that too. You know?
and there is a line, so
there's a line. Yeah.
so there is not the great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, do you have something else?
I think I'm good. How about you?
You just did 2 topics?
Yeah,
Really?
I mean, I have one.
You said you had.
I have one little more, but I already
Damn.
told you about that.
I thought you like
No, I have one more.
one more.
Okay.
I have 2 more. We
Ooh.
cannot leave without talking about the Super Bowl again.
And Taylor Swift. Wait.
Well, let me go with this. In the
So
meantime, you
let me
find-
just tell you
You
because
have
I
it?
remember.
Okay.
No, that was in Oklahoma. The teacher
Yeah.
and many teachers they actually got $50,000 bonus to work in the places where it was harder to find teachers for certain different students where they have some disabilities, so it was hard to find the
Yeah.
students.
So it was a bonus.
It was a
50,000.
bonus, but
Yeah.
then they wanted the bonus back.
Who wants the bonus back?
The government and city.
Oh,
So
they want it back.
yeah, and they were like fighting now. What's going on?
So they put it out. They're looking for teachers. Of course, you're gonna find people that come because they
for
want to
50
work
grand. Oh,
for 50 grand.
Who would not?
Well, the same thing goes for even the military has like pay packages, you know,
Interesting.
to get you in.
It's just crazy fact. I was reading about that and wanted to mention because it's just freaking crazy.
That's a huge incentive for people to work in that kind of environment.
Yeah.
Plus, on top of that, they will get the salary, correct?
But they don't have highest salary. Like they were saying, like there is 38th, this Oklahoma, they have 38th state. If we talk about
Ranking?
salary ranking. So the average was around 50 grand or even less.
Well, if you get 50 grand bonus, if you're qualified, then
Whoa.
they will put that out.
Well,
You
what if-
should actually get
Totally.
the money.
Yeah.
But
Well, we talked about it before. Teachers should make so much more.
teacher, yeah,
Twice more.
teachers, police officers, firefighters, doctors. What else? Other positions that are essential for society. Supermarket clerks working, they should make more money.
Who else?
I mean, there's some positions, a
You
garbage
cannot live with
garbage man, they should
Yeah.
definitely, yeah.
them.
I mean, some professions do, like constructors, plumbing, construction electricians. They're high-paying jobs, and they
They make
deserve
so
to
much
be
money.
high-paying
Yeah.
jobs because they require a higher degree of skills.
Yeah, for sure.
And they are essential for society. Unfortunately, what we deem essential for society nowadays has changed because you see all these kids that want to be influencers, you know? Because it's apparently it's easy to smile and look at a camera and do a stupid dance here and there while you're not really bringing any, or OnlyFans, and you're not really bringing anything of value to society other
I
than...
mean, it takes very much luck to get noticed first. And then, I don't know. Of course, it has
I'm pretty sure that-
advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah, there is efforts, you know, but yeah, what we value in society is way... Yeah, the idea of success. What does it mean to be successful? Like people would have a broker or a hedge fund that is more successful just because it can leverage more resources and know different circles of
Yeah.
people. While you don't really value teachers, they're the ones that actually will build a society and help teach students how to be knowledgeable. There's so many that nowadays these kids, they cannot even read at third grade level. Or if you look for the ratings for science, math, and reading, the United States is down the rankings, and this is not something to be proud of.
Not at all.
And in the meantime, what we do, we send as much money to Ukraine, and we just neglect completely inner city troubles that we have with criminality and all these kids in the streets. Instead of saying like, kids need to have a father and a mother in the household, you know, this is the best way to raise kids. You know, we don't need to encourage single motherhoods, because do you know that having a father alone is as the same thing as having a two-parent household, and the kid will grow up differently than having a mother alone. Not to say anything about women or mothers, please. I'm not saying anything. but it is different having a male figure in the house that will actually set the example and teach kids in a different way, in different style than the mom alone.
For sure. And the same
So-
with dad alone only.
Yeah, so we should
It's to
promote
be-
two parent household. That's the basis, because
the problem is with so many marriages and divorce here.
the rates of divorce,
50%.
yeah, it's high. Nobody gets married anymore.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I'm I'm divorced. I'm talking
Yeah.
about like I don't have anything to brag about, so
Yeah.
I cannot tell you that I am a role model.
Yeah, for sure.
I failed at a relationship too, and I have 2 children,
Mm.
and I try to do my best.
Mm-hmm.
And
But no, like this.
but I lived that experience, and I know what it means. Looking back, I made mistakes. We made mistakes.
I feel like people here, they don't get much chances like to save, for example, right?
Well,
Because if you look at European marriages, like the rate
do you
is
think
way-
religion has a lot to do with
Oh
it?
yes. Like if you look at those Christian marriages, they usually
Like your parents.
yeah, for sure. But not or even younger people here.
But your parents are together.
yeah,
You have 2 siblings
over 20 years.
over 20 years. Why do you think that your parents are still together?
Well, first religion,
yeah, but also because there's a
trust.
society around them is made in a way that encourages 2 parents household.
Hmm. Plus, they knew what they're signing up for when they were younger. They decided to be together.
But they look. It's not like there's no problems in the
no, but the problems need
but
to be solved.
People endure together. It's not like you're married and it's all fairy tale and dreams.
No, there will be like this, like ups and downs.
Ups
like
and downs.
If it's down, like it will be nice to maybe go through that together, even if something happens, and just talk.
But it does take work. It's sacrifice.
Sometimes you might need to go to psychologist
Mhm.
together.
It's
Sometimes you might need to have somebody's help, but people like maybe here, I don't want to generalize, but many stories when I heard, like people just give up super quick.
Mhm.
No, that's it, I'm done. That's it.
yeah. I deserve better or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I cannot. Like, what the hell? What did you think was gonna be marriage? It's marriage is me. It's,
Even if you have a huge crush on somebody and think this person is a angel, it's not.
but
It's-
nobody is.
Nobody is. Like,
But I told you the honeymoon phase is like 9 months. After
Yeah.
that, you can see really who that person is.
yeah, so you gotta make sure that this is the person, like you will spend your life with, and
Yeah, your life with. So that's the concept that many people don't understand, because the emphasis is on that day, on the dress that is to be perfect, the reception is to be perfect, to drop 30K. And I hear like these guys go around and interview these girls on the street and say, oh, how much does he have to spend on your wedding ring? And they say, oh, at least 2, 3, 4 paychecks or $300,000. It's like, lady, you don't have a clue, a hint of how the real world works. Why should somebody spend 100K on a ring?
yeah.
Why can't you take the 100K and put down a payment for a house that is better than a freaking ring? I mean, this concept here of like detached from reality, or they even say like, how much does your man has to make to be with you?
Oh yeah, but those
Oh,
are
he has
so
to make
stupid.
like,
Those are
he has
so
to make
s-
6 figures at least.
But those are so stupid.
It's like, why? What do you bring to the table? Why does he
Yeah.
have to make 6 figures? Oh, I
Yeah.
bring myself. I'm cute. It's like, can you
No.
cook? Can you clean?
I would say that maybe those are
and guess
extreme
what?
examples.
Oh, another thing that they say, I really make good sex. This is not something that a man aspires you to have.
Well, but I
What?
think those are extreme examples. Like in the videos like this, they probably select like the most clickable interviews, and I would be more skeptical on that, because I don't know if
I mean, no, the expectations are set up so high and so unrealistic and out of touch that there's complete abandonment for what does it really mean to be with somebody, and it's seen as a status thing or as a way to be supported, not to do anything else. No, it's an active. If both people are together, they both bring something to the table and come together as a family, united, you know?
Oh, yeah.
There's no my money, your money. Yeah, there is that, but like it's our household, our family. There's that thing of the mentality of we. How many times we said this? There is no more me. There is we. We're together. We're in the same team. We're working together to make this relationship succeed, to make a peaceful household, to make our island of peace outside from the world, outside from the stress of work, outside from the chaotic life around us. This is our place. This is our home, our safe place when we live together. You know, we enjoy and build something together. And when we will have kids and we'll raise these kids with good values. And, you know, it's like...
Not everyone there's
not that. It's not.
But no, like, I think religious help people with that. Like, those very extreme Catholic, usually they get really, like, they follow the structure and, like, they keep it up. Even young people.
But yes, but when you say that, when I think about your parents being together for 20 years, as I said, there is a social network around them that encourages that kind of values.
Yeah, for sure.
Other than the religion itself.
But even if I look at people I know and they're my age and they got married, it's the same story. So I think it's more cultural thing here. Because like the same with like other cultures like Latin, you know, like they also get attached together and they most likely are together. And here it's like so much goods and all around good things, you know, and like people got lost in all of that. Isn't it? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's modern values, and is it really changed so much, you know? Yeah. So it's choice.
It's choice. It's tough.
Yeah. So you have anything else?
No.
Okay. So what do we have here? I want to just skip one and just go for the... you know, the Super Bowl ads, right? They're so expensive and they last 30 seconds.
Okay.
But they are an opportunity to show it as many people as possible in a short period of time.
Millions.
So we have here $7 million for 30 seconds. It's worth it at the Super Bowl. And then for the second consecutive year, the average cost of a 30-second spot during the Super Bowl was $7 million, even as many businesses are being more disciplined with the money they have for marketing. And with spending on advertising slowing in recent years, the cost of a Super Bowl ad continues to go up. The reason is simple. There is no opportunity guaranteed to reach more people than the Super Bowl, and the slice of every other pie keeps shrinking. In an increasingly fragmented media landscape, the number of opportunities for companies to reach a mass audience through advertising on network television has dwindled. Popular shows have increasingly moved to streaming platforms along with audiences more and more. Networks find themselves relying on live events because there is a lot of streaming and not that much opportunity to advertise anymore. Like fewer people have cable. And then it says here that not all live events are created equal. A record low audience watched the Emmy Awards in January. And then the NBA and the NHL have struggled to retain an increase in viewership and ratings. For the NCAA men's basketball final have fallen in recent years. But the NFL has continued this strong upward march, both in terms of viewership and media deals. In 2021, television networks committed $110 billion for the rights to broadcast the league for a decade. And the NFL has continued to set record viewership numbers. More than 115 million people watched last year's championships game. But the Super Bowl stands alone as a mass marketing opportunity on television. A decade ago, an average cost for a 3-second spot was $4 million. A decade before that was $2.4 million.
Sounds like a deal.
And analysts say that the rise is a result of supply and demand, with a fixed amount of time and advertising spots for each Super Bowl broadcast. The competition is fierce. Now CBS, which will broadcast Sunday's game, sold out its ad spots in a matter of weeks in November. Yeah, and then it says here the rise in female viewership for the NFL games this season has even been more prominent thanks to Taylor Swift.
No, she will be the top.
It's another potential marketing opportunity for companies. And it says here that the news that Kansas City made the Super Bowl was welcomed by health and beauty companies, which disproportionately target young women. That demographic has turned into more football games this season, thanks in large part to Mrs. Swift's appearances at Kansas City games. So NYX Makeup, a subsidiary of L'Oreal, has bought its first Super Bowl ad spot, while Dove is returning with an ad spot for the first time since 2015. And then Elf Cosmetics is advertising for the second straight years. Wow. And then it says here more ads are expecting to use QR codes.
Oh, for sure. To make
it more interactive, you know?
Okay, I have certain thoughts on that.
Yeah, what do you think?
I think the price, it's appropriate at some point, because if you have high demand plus that many millions people, if you combine this, and plus you need to know that those companies who are actually the target and they're advertising there, they have so much money. It's not like all the small business from Chaska will advertise the Super Bowl. They will get loan for $7 million and hope that they will. No, those companies are already huge, established, and for them it's just like part of their budget for, like even if you look at Mr. Beast, like he can easily charge few millions per video advertise
because of advertisers. Yeah,
exactly. So like if I would be the company, I would maybe rather try to connect with Mr. Beast, since I see how huge impact and influence he has. But this is a good opportunity. If I would have a huge, let's say I'm the owner or CEO of Target, and I have budget of my advertisement 20 millions per year, let's say, because this is the part of your business. If you have the business and you don't invest in marketing, you will not grow up.
Yeah.
Now, especially
absolutely.
now, right?
Yeah.
You have to, let's say you spend 10% on billboards, 10% on radio, 50% on social media, 40% influencer, stuff like that. They just have certain amount of people who take care of that. Every huge company, not even the smaller ones. So if let's say we have 20 millions and we spend 30% on Super Bowl this year, because we haven't advertised beef back in the day any time, why not?
Well, the landscape has changed today, though, because if 10 years ago you still have cable and these big companies, they would advertise on TV. Now you have, what do you have now? You have YouTube, you have all these social media platforms. So you have a way to reach more targeted audience, you could say, like Facebook.
No, even if like
Google.
Let's say you have certain, let's say you do beauty products. You will not advertise with the guy who is doing tech reviews like MKBHD. You will rather go to the lady whose main target in viewership is young girls.
Target does targeted ads.
I'm sure.
I read a book once that said that Target studied the patterns of how people shopped. The ones that had they were members of Target, they had a card or something, and they sent flyers with products those people shopped in advance before the new season would come out, and they even had the ability to see if that lady was pregnant. So they would send them products for babies in advance.
Wow.
And he said the father found the flyer once, and he said, "What the hell? Why are you receiving these pregnancy thing.
Wow.
Thing was that Target knew even before the mom, the father did, because the mom and the daughter knew.
Wow.
So it's like,
No,
what
but
the hell?
this
Why
this
they
is
send
how
you?
this world works.
Yeah.
You know, like 7 millions. I'm not surprised.
But according to your social media profile, what is your age? What do you like? What you usually watch? They can craft all that data together and they can group your information and target you from a certain company for a certain product.
That's what they do.
Like, and the same thing, like even the microphone, when they listen
Yeah.
to you, if you talk about something,
Or even if you watch,
you might find it like,
even if you watch TikTok for a little bit, the algorithm will know you and put you more
Exactly.
content
Yeah.
adjusted to your preference to make sure that you stay on the platform longer. That's how it works, and there is nothing we can do about that.
yeah.
Otherwise, if you don't agree with that, just delete the
That is, yeah,
medium.
data, big data is it now. But you still have this. You could call this an old-fashioned thing, because if you have money, if you have $7 million to throw around, some companies might bet their whole marketing budget.
I don't
on-
think they would spend the whole one on
Yeah.
because they usually have yearly budget
Yeah, I
or
mean,
like
this
quarterly.
There's a big opportunity.
Yes, like okay, but if you look, because back in the day I was watching on the YouTube many like Super Bowl ads because many of them are very creative. Okay, before you pay this much money, you need to pay hundreds of thousands to create the ad and make it interesting and funny, right? And like until this day, I remember a few ads. Like I watched Super Bowl, like Toyota Prius, or like there was Heinz ketchup. That was a very funny ad. Or like Doritos ad when they were like, there was a woman laying on the bed with the kid almost, you know, and the guy was eating Doritos and he was like, oh, and he saw the baby is moving. So he just threw the Doritos and the baby. And I remember.
No, the one from last year, what they did, Breaking Bad.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Another-
so funny.
Yeah, that's what do you remember?
They need to,
And that's their goal. And they
actually,
achieved.
I bought those chips afterwards because
Did they achieve the goal? They
yeah,
did.
Pretty sure they did.
That's how this works.
Yeah.
That's why marketing is such a beautiful thing. And
yeah, and then guess we talked about the halftime show too. They do it for free because
well,
it gives
they
them
gain way more than
that gives them a big
recognition.
Yeah, big
For
reach
sure.
and recognition. So
for sure. Speaking about the music, one of my favorite country artists unfortunately died at 62, Toby Keith.
Oh, I heard about it. Yeah.
I was listening to his music today. Sad. Yeah.
So another thing that I want to talk about, yeah, I saw the news about him about Spotify. So apparently Joe Rogan got renewed his contract with Spotify for 250 million.
Wow. That's more than NBA
And
players.
I wanted to talk about ads. He does like 6 or 8 ads throughout his show, like 2 at a time.
Okay.
And sometimes there are different companies that advertise for each episode, because he has a viewership of 11 million, 12 million people every time tune in.
Interesting.
So he has
never
like
listened to.
such a large audience, you know. So it's that's another way for companies nowadays to reach,
depending like
have more reach.
if you have a company, you for sure have budget for some marketing and then you spread it, like for sure, like those influencer ads, they will be way more expensive than others now. So like it's like, as I told you, like small company from village somewhere, you know, in Minnesota will not advertise in the Mr. Beast video. It's most likely like huge operation, like like Cristiano Ronaldo, he advertised this crypto something so much, and like, but this is a big firm. It's not like something that somebody's, because like one post on his Instagram is a few million now.
Well, like post on Instagram, that's another thing that was not there before.
Yeah.
You can post about a company or a product or something, and
like if you look, there is certain amount of clients that they will be interested in those ads, because like if you look at Ronaldo's page, like if he cooperate with this firm, it's not like one ad and that's it. They have many. So like this company spends millions of dollars, and
Well, they need to have access to him first, you know.
well, everybody can get in touch with the manager.
Well, it's about the money,
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
and then he picks which ones he wants.
no, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's first you need to have established company. Like, that's why for me, 7 million is not even surprising at all. I would expect 30 million, and people would still pay probably.
Yeah. If you have a huge,
Large company.
large following,
Yeah. I mean,
but at that point you're not really worried about the money because
not at all.
you're sought
It's
after.
an investment.
Yeah,
right?
they will come after you even if you want it or not. You know.
Like, we're not gonna advertise podcasts on Super Bowl for 7 million. It's like,
No.
you know,
Well, no, you don't have
it's,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
we would need to have a huge company.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah. Well, what do you think we wrap it up?
I think
for
we're
this,
in the deep end.
The deep end again, gentlemen.
Yeah, ladies.
Don't get lost.
Oh, gentlemen only.
And ladies.
You
Ooh,
said
yeah.
Sir.
No, absolute shit. Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah, that's how.
do
you should
not
start.
get lost in this cloud of electronic consumption. Go out, live life,
Have fun.
have a conversation, you know, look people in the eyes when you talk to them, have a good time with the people around you. And in the grand scheme of things, our time is limited, and it's up to us how we choose to spend it, right?
Yeah.
Not to be like so somber or saying something that is so serious, but sometimes we need to acknowledge the reality, you know, and say like, hey, the phones, the post, the like can wait. It's not real. Let's be honest, you know.
Yeah, but it gives you like this excitement.
The excitement, this short period of time with this ancient brain of ours that we have that is still based on stimulus and reward and dopamine hit, you know, because when we see that colorful screen and when we read that comment, it pisses you off and all that stuff. So it's there's a whole process in it. So that's still some weakness, and it's part of our humanity, and it's part of our addiction to a certain extent. But we need to.
The world changed, and it will be changing.
Yeah, but we're the same.
Yeah.
So somebody said we have godlike technology with the Neanderthal brain, you know, like Homo sapiens brain. So our biology is still remained the same, unchanged for thousands of years.
Yeah.
While our technology has gone so up.
Unless they put Neuralink.
Yeah, unless we get Neuralink and we fuse with robots. And
Yeah. Time will tell.
time will tell.
We see how it exits. in Launcher.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next time.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you for watching.
Thank
Bye.
you.